Hi again, friends. I'm back with another junk journal. This one I have named Laura Clarissa, and I'll show you why when we get inside. I made her out of um, an old book cover, um, but I made a fabric spine. Um, I made my own marble outside book because I love that look. So I took the the original book cover and I put marbled paper on that came with some 1900s um, encyclopedias. I'm getting a lot of use out of the marbled pages that came in that set of encyclopedia. So Laura Clarissa is tied with an old eyelet trim. I didn't stain it, but the new owner can stain it if she wants to, and she can use it however she wants. She can leave it as the tie, or if she needs it for embellishing pages or ephemera, she can do that. Laura Clarissa is 5 signatures big. Each of the signatures has some nice fabric tabs on the top pages. She measures 6 3/4 tall and 4 5/8 wide, and she has the 2-inch cloth spine that I've covered with bits and pieces of old lacy tablecloths and other, maybe some curtains, just snippets of that just to make it look nice and vintage. So we can get in 5 signatures with, I think, around 12 pages each, for a total of approximately 240, and of course plus pages because I always put extras in for writing space. This is Laura Clarissa when she was 14 years old. She's my grandmother. No, wait, now she's my great 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 grandmother. I found this in an old album that my mom had kept, and I tried everything I could think of to put her on the front cover, but I just was never happy with how it was looking, so I just went with the plain marbled paper front and back, and then I tucked Laura Clarissa on the front page. And then this is an old ledger paper that I've attached to the inside front, and I have sealed it. Now Laura Clarissa, because I was playing around with putting her on the front, I had backed her with some old, I think this is some paper out of an old book, and some cheesecloth, and then a little bit of ledger paper here, and then some scrapbook paper. This black paper is this old photograph or scrapbook album. And then I sewed around Laura Clarissa's picture and put a little topper here, on a little lace topper there for her. There's some gridded paper, and I'm gonna say right up front, I think most of the ephemera I have put in here is from my kit that you can get, and I'll link it down below. All of these came from a scrapbook that I had found, gosh, probably 3 or 4 years ago in an antique store, and I made a digital kit out of everything I found in there. Lots of treasures. I got this key in a group of keys at an antique store not too long ago, and this was the tag that came with it, 50 cents a key. So I sewed that on here, this little ruffle that goes down the page. There's dictionary pages. This one is a dictionary page of, I think it's German to English maybe, or English. Yeah, it's English. English to German, and then I think the back part of the book was German to English. Try to increase this a little bit. And look at that little girl with her dog sitting with her in her chair. And there's some old numbers. I got the idea from some giant numbers that came in a Pampered Chef order. These were like inspected by 612. So I just made my own that I'm going to use. Here's a little hidden journaling spot. And you can tuck it right back in underneath that little button. Well, not button, but piece of paper, cardstock. And this was in that little scrapbook. This was in the scrapbook. This is, I can't remember who that is. I think she's some relative of mine, but I can't remember. Lots of sewing. Lots of journal cards. Coffee dyed pages. Here's a date or a calendar page. And I love this little picture that came in that scrapbook. This, okay, this is ledger paper from a bank here in town, the Plum Creek, First National Bank of Plum Creek, Nebraska, I think is where I got my name, is Plum Creek Booksmith, from the town I live in. It used to be Plum Creek, Nebraska. And I love the writing. I better get through this quick, otherwise it'll take forever. And all of these pages that have the holes, I've reinforced them, and then I've just tied some string just for extra texture to look at and for extra interest. Look at those cute little kids. And I didn't cut the strings from the signature, so the new owner can do what she wants with it. And I put some buttons here to, I glued them on so that it would hide the staples on the other side of this feather. That's how I attached the feather, and then I put the buttons back here to hide the staples on that side. I've been so busy lately and traveling and summer happenings and Dawson County Fair and all that kind of thing. And I think I might have had a touch of the flu when I got all done with the fair. So the summer has gone fast in our house. As usual, we always want the summer to last longer than it does. I love this little girl. Looked like she was probably a flower girl or something in a wedding. I went on a trip with my friend, and we went to several antique stores with our trip. And then when we got back to Rapid City where she lives, oh, I got the mother load of ledgers. So I'm anxious to get through some of those and start using some of the pages, and I may try to sell some of them as well. This is just a bunch of old offcuts that can be used for collage or just extra writing space. There's another hidden journal journaling space. This chubby little baker must have been an advertisement for maybe some flour or some yeast. I thought that was kind of fun. And I love these little girls. Just love them. And then I made a little tuck spot here for a calling card. I think this was from Tailor Made Journals. And then this is an actual calling card. No, actually this was a graduation card that you put in your graduation invitations to your friends and family. And it was from Leo Porath. Picked a bunch of tomatoes from my garden today, so I hopefully make some. I'd like to make some chili base with them, either that or some spaghetti sauce, but I gotta find some time to do that. Lots of journaling space. Little tuck here with a claim check, and I think this is like an invoice, sales and service invoice. And then I made a little pocket here with this lace. When I sewed it on, I just made a little pocket, and then I found some of these little Tim Holtz. I don't know what they're called, but I thought this was just the right piece to put in there. And then there's a little Tim Holtz locker pin with a little disc hanging on it. Another little tuck spot. And this is a calendar page that I made a flip out with, and so you can write on all four sides, and it's held on with this computer paper. Another little piece of ephemera. This was from a combination lock, pretty old combination lock. And I thought I just loved this little tag that went with it. It has the combination for it. And so I just made copies of it and made it look real old. Here's a collage card. You can open that up, and that makes a pocket. Belly band, sort of. I guess it's a tuck spot here and here, and it holds this journaling card, which becomes a belly band to hold this journal card. And then this is a miniature of an old 1898 calendar. I made it in miniature. This is the smallest size. The book that I showed before has the medium size, and it just folds out like that, and you can write on the back. And then this is a little pocket here that holds a little pocket watch. And there's the back. So that is Laura Clarissa. I'll be putting her on my Etsy store soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Be sure and subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified when I add another video. I sure appreciate you. Have a good evening. Bye now.